What up, y'all? This your boy Kiamo. Shout out to the great hip-hop debate. Your boy Kiamo here. We just shut it down. The American Dream 3 coming out real soon. Shout out to the good brothers. We here. Word is yours.
Hit me. Jersey stand up, big Jersey energy in the building today. Kiamo in the building, Passaic in the building.
When I do these freestyles, I think it takes me back to the essence, you know.
Volume up, volume up.
I used to be like, so, yeah, the American dream, yeah.
The Great American Hip Hop Debate Podcast. Let's go.
Kiamo, Frank Matthews, listen not your views. See, I'm trying to give you game, nigga, and what not to do. You want the fried fish? I'm mentioning Godfish. My list, thinking about Neil Long, that's my wish. Spitting rain like a hurricane, watch the levee break. Ben Latin touching flex button, watch this detonate. I am Mike, custom model, so fight a heavyweight. Shorty want the rock, so she focus on a Betty Chase. American gangster, this ain't nothing like the movie though. You want the script, you die first. Here's a movie role. Owning companies, so now you can sue me though. You want the 4-5 like Jordan, I want the 2D though. Sound like an enemy, I think I got the remedy. Giving headshots, now you ride around like Kennedy. Heard when you die, them flashbacks bring you memory. Brain on the pavement, yellow tape with your memory. Say they your friend, but I know I see the tendencies. Man, I really move like it's a enemy. Shit getting crazy and I'm talking real life. Man, I'm trying to say these youngins so I don't win that pill like niggas getting soft, they don't be what they thought. I was tougher than these niggas jumping off of the porch like a bitch, but she looking like a brunette. Niggas too small, I'm more like a 2X. And if you want war, turn your hoodie to a crew neck. Trying to pimp life, man, I'm feeling like I'm Hugh Hef. Yeah, dad's getting pissed, y'all ain't hearing me lately. Young money getting cash money off of a bird. Youngin' throwing sign language, I ain't saying a word. And my blessings get you mad, so you feeling you curse. Fuck niggas, how the hell they getting comfortable? Throw him up the cliff since he think that we the Huxtables.
Corner of the World Records, Kiamo, Passaic, Jersey, stand up. Welcome, my brother. Welcome to the show.
What up?
Welcome back, I should say. Welcome, world, the Great American Hip Hop Debate Podcast. I am the brother Burnz. To the left, I got the brother BS.
Yeah, to the OP. You know what we doing over here, man. We got the brother Kiamo. We over here repping that LB, rocking that MDMA all day.
You know it. On the check-in, we got the brother Bludshot.
Early, baby, we in pistol packing Passaic. Let's go.
Oh, shit. Let me call my security. Brother Kiamo, welcome again, my brother. We're here to discuss your new project, The American Dream, dropping Tuesday. That's November what? Where's my calendar? What's today? 11, 12? 13? So that's November 14, 15. November 15.
Yes,
we're going to get into the album. We're going to get into the release date, which is Tuesday, which is something that we were used to before, but it got switched to Fridays. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into who produced the album, all the joints. Before we do that, I want to congratulate you on a collaboration I seen that you did with Jimmy Jazz and Timbaland. Congrats on that. How'd that come about?
My man, shout out to my man Kev, who was working up in working with Snipes and Jimmy Jazz. You know, they teamed up now. You know, so he hit me up. He seen everything that we were doing, and he was like, "Yo, bro, I think it'd be dope. You know, you do a campaign or whatever with the boots."
So they reached out to you.
Yeah, and I guess because my whole plan was I wanted brands to do that. So before that, I did something with Sneaker Studio where I hit up the owner and I said, "Yo, let me do a campaign brand. You know, you got a store in my city. Let's do something to it. You know what I mean? And it won't take none of your time, none of your money. I'm going to do it myself. Like, I'm going to buy clothes from you guys' store, and then I'm going to, flip it, you know? And then we just got shots. Me and my man Quentin Film, shout out to him. Took a week to do it. And I knew what I was going to do because we wanted to bring, shed light on their store, but I knew eventually, it's going to open up more brand deals for something else because I just want to be more than an artist, you know? Right. I'm into the fashion, I'm into all that. So I was like, eventually, it's going to open up more doors. Sooner than later that year, bang, my man hit me up with the boot thing. Timbaland sent me the boots for free.
Nice.
And we rocked out, you know what I mean? I was blessed. And we was going to shoot the whole thing. Like, we was thinking like New York City, like fashion. I said, you know what? we're gonna bring this home, you know, inspire the youth, show the mayor what we doing, you know, and moving in a positive factor. So, you know, other people know it's possible that we can get these brands into our neighborhoods. Yeah. And it's not so far-fetched, and that everybody could actually say, like, yo, I know that kid. Like, he just did Timberland. That's dope, man. That's inspiring, because just know I represent us, like, all of us, not just me. I'm not no greedy person. Yeah. I told everybody who want to be a part of it just to show up and pop out. Sadly, it was just raining that day, but we still had to get it done. So it was also dope because the boot was waterproof. So we just flipped the whole thing, you know, but it was still dope, you know.
And you also included your son in your commercial.
Yeah. I bring him.
Your campaign, excuse me.
Yeah. I put him in everything, you know, just because I want to show him, you know, that you could do something with yourself and get that young, you know, at a young age, just catch on to it faster. You know what I mean?
And you're showing them that you could do something besides, like what we were talking about before. Something besides what the norm. Like become a mechanic.
Yeah, absolutely.
Something else, man. Something that, you know, take off.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to the young king. He is in the building today. We also want to shout him out on the championship victory. Him and his team. You say it's his first year playing.
Yeah, it was his first year. Last year on the Passaic Chiefs, and they won a championship that year. So it was dope.
Congrats to that. Congrats to the young king. Congrats to both of y'all. Shout out to Snipes. Snipes is a dope store, but I don't think they're on the East Coast.
Yeah,
they are.
There's one in Teterboro.
There's one in
I haven't seen Snipes. The only Snipes I saw was in Seattle.
What?
Yeah, in Passaic. I'm gonna go find them. Snipes on the low always got dope Air Forces. I'm gonna go check that out.
They got a lot of dope stuff in their jackets. Like one time they had a whole sale. They had Carl Kanai.
Yeah,
they were doing something with Carl Kanai. Bro, I bought 3 jackets for $150.
Nice. Damn, Carl Kanai. Shout out to Carl Kanai.
Because they had a whole sale in there. I'm like, what, these jackets? Y'all just sitting them here? I grabbed them up quick.
Oh, I'm going to go find that. There's one in Passaic?
Good old days.
I'm going to go find that.
Last winter, they were doing something crazy with Carl Kanai.
Yeah. Where I used to work.
Yeah. By the Costco and all that. Yeah. Yeah.
We were in Passaic not too long ago in like August, I think. And we drove by the Wu-Tang store.
Oh yeah.
And I remember you had posted from from the Wu-Tang store, and I was like, oh shit, we right in Kiamo right now. Fuck around, I'll see about here.
I live around the way, but it was so dope because that's my man's store,
right?
And he's doing his thing right now. He just moved his store now to Main Ave. Okay. But they was filming the Wu-Tang series. Right there.
In Passaic.
Yeah. So I was there every day they were showing. I was there.
I remember that.
I met the dude that played Raekwon. I met the whole cast besides Dave East.
They could have got you to play Raekwon, yo.
Most definitely. Hell yeah.
Holy shit.
But if they do the Wu-Tang biopic, I gotta get
that.
Movie.
You look more like Raekwon than Raekwon.
Yo, for real. I'm sitting here looking at him and I'm like, wait a minute. Nah, God bless though, man.
Well, that was dope though. The whole production setup and everything.
And you got to interact with them, which is cool. They're not on some Hollywood shit.
And it was so inspiring. Like I was able to just pass my music through to like even like the people that was setting up the security, everybody, you know. And I was just out there making sure everybody was also comfortable. Yeah. Because that's one thing I'm big on, you know. People that's bringing things into my community and city, I want to make sure they're protected. You know what I mean? I want to make sure they're good. Nobody messing up their set. And like my family, my bloodline run deep through Passaic. You know what I mean? So a lot of people, if you know, I'm Kiamo. A lot of people also know Malcolm, and a lot of people also know Lil Pop. My father named Poppy, so a lot of people call me Lil Pop if you know from the older generation. So they know never to disrespect or pass that line because I don't disrespect nobody either. Right. You know, so I want to bring more of these people into our community and we embrace them and make sure they're good and they need anything, you know. Just to make sure they're good, so they could keep coming in and get people, inspire people.
Bring that work and that business in.
That's community leadership, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of people don't even think about that. Like, they just want to make themselves good.
Yeah.
But that's dope.
But you've continued to do that since you were last here. You've continued to be active in the Passaic community.
Absolutely.
I see you constantly doing events.
We gave ice cream back to the Boys and Girls Club. We gave free haircuts and school supplies to the kids. We gave even more book bags. We donated more book bags to the Boys and Girls Club on the low where nobody knew that. You know, I didn't want to make it a big thing. Like I had a whole like 2 bags of book bags, and I was like, yo, I hit up one of my good friends, Tanya, and I said, yo, give it back to the kids. Like I don't want no pictures. I'm good.
Right.
Just give it back to the kids. So we always doing things on the low and stuff like that, and embracing our community.
No, much props, man. Yeah. Everybody, make sure you follow Kiamo on Instagram so you can keep up to date what he's doing in Passaic, all the events for the kids, and worldwide. not only in Passaic, because you're gonna expand.
Oh, absolutely. We
with your
also help the younger artists, the youth that you know sometimes have no direction. So shout out to I don't want to forget no names, but shout out to Bella, Lasagna. They really working. And like I told them, like stay around me, be around me. You know, like we just had a show where Drewski was DJing, Dave East was hosting it. Shout out to Money Lynn. Like I told the artists, like I said, the younger artists, regardless if y'all not performing, get around these people, network, introduce yourself, you know, and just be there. You don't gotta. All the time is not about you performing.
Right.
So when eventually, you know, a lot of these people don't get the opportunity to take a picture with Drewski. Like I got a couple pictures with him already. So when we was seeing him outside, I said, yo, everybody come take a picture, you know, because that's gonna inspire the next, and that's gonna hopefully be like, yo, we could really do it. Like it's not just this dream is not just about me. Right. You guys met me from when we first talked. It always was like that. But now people are starting to witness it. Like I'm saying, yo, everybody in the picture. I don't need this picture by myself. We look stronger together.
Now you're motivating.
Smart.
Shout out to Drewski. He's probably the #1 person showing love and giving platforms for brand new artists, especially out of New Jersey. Yeah, I don't know if he's from Jersey. I don't know Drewski.
Yeah, he's from Jersey.
Yeah, he's from Jersey.
He's putting on a lot of artists and he's putting in a lot of work for brand new artists. So big shout out to the brother Drewski. You opened up for somebody in Philly, I believe.
Conway.
For Conway, right?
Yeah,
How'd that go?
Earlier. It was dope, man. Like it was the whole experience. We was like, I could say like 20 deep.
I remember I saw the video of y'all heading out there and stuff.
We was deep. We rented out like 2 hotel rooms, like all the homies. Well, we had like 3 rooms. All the homies was there. And you know, it was just dope experience. D Jones was there. We met D Jones.
Shout out to the brother D Jones.
Shout out to D Jones.
So it was dope. Like we really did our thing. Like they were talking about the show for like the next week, and they just kept bringing up Kiamo, and it was a dope experience. You know, where like people, we was almost getting sponsorships out of this show, and it was a real learning experience. Like it was learning how to move with that many people,
right?
And like I said, being strategic and stuff like that. Like my cousin that do security was doing security with us. Like we was trying to really move. Like all right, like prepare ourselves for what's finna happen. You know, and it was like just a dope experience, man. Like for real.
How was the crowd?
It was dope. Like I said, a lot of people was there. They couldn't wait for Conway, but then it like shocked us. Like, who is this?
Right.
And like people kept saying, like, this is a breath of fresh air. Like,
there you go.
Who is this?
Yeah, steal the show, bro. When you got that chance.
And it was just like I said, blessed opportunity. And it was also dope to witness Conway live.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's a different energy.
That dude different.
Shout out to Conway.
Yeah,
absolutely. Shout out to what's my man Westside, the new album 10. Make sure y'all go check that out. Shout out to Benny as well. All the Griseldas. Let's get into the album, the new album. American Dream 3 is dropping Tuesday, November 15th. First and foremost, what made you say I'm gonna drop this on a Tuesday?
It took me back to like being a kid again. I'm not too familiar with like, you know, how everybody say albums drop Tuesday, but I could remember as my point, like when 50 Cent dropped Give Rich Die Trying. You know, me being a huge fan as a kid, like I remember my pops bought 2 different copies. He bought the one, because if you know the 2 different copies, the edited version and the dirty version, the dirty version had, you could see the bullet holes in it.
Right.
And then the original, you ain't see the bullet hole. Yep. I took the one with the bullet holes in it.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Get the full experience.
Yeah, so when I went to school, I was wilding, like you know, and like I said, though, like, that experience, like dropping on a Tuesday, you get the full week to really listen to it. Because sometimes it's hard for people to catch it on a Friday, even though a lot of people listen to Fridays. But sometimes they be like, I'm rushing to work, I just want to get this day over with. Saturday come, they party, and Sunday they come. So we giving people a time to listen to this album. And also, like, with all the in-between stuff we got going on, it's going to be dope, like, with this album.
I like the Tuesday release. I remember when you first announced and you had put 30 days till American Dream, and I was doing the math, and I thought November 11th, which was the Friday. Mm-hmm. I was like, wait a minute, this don't add up. Like, oh, this shit's dropping on a Tuesday. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute, this is some different shit.
More sense because basically you get the album on Tuesday, you listen to it. Like he said, Friday people are busy. Saturday people getting their weekend on.
Yeah,
Sunday, same thing, resting and all that. So Tuesday you listen to the album. You live with it almost for a whole week. Yeah. By the time Saturday comes, you're pumping the album.
Yeah.
It's like it's your background music to get
Yeah, it's also hard to like enjoy new music on the weekend. Yeah, because you kind of just want to party to what you already know and shit. But I like the Tuesday drop. Everybody make sure you go check that out. Tuesday, November 15th. By the time this episode drops, the album will have been out. So go download it, go stream it. Are you putting out physicals again?
Yeah.
That's the thing that's so dope because we're doing limited supplies real soon, but we got something even doper coming like with the physical copy, something like special. Yeah, so like that's in the woo works.
I still have the CD that you gave us.
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. I just want to find the IG, so I make sure I give out the right IG. Everybody make sure you're following at Kiamo World, KIAMOWORLD, Kiamo World. Make sure you're following that on Instagram. Make sure you go download the new album, American Dream 3. So now American Dream 3 means there's American Dream 1 and 2. What made you want to continue the series? Yeah.
One of the dopest things, my Uncle Edwin, shout out to him. He told me this is like a blueprint of making it out. He said you should that's what you should say, like this is what you're turning into. Like for people that want to make it out of any situation in life, they should listen to this album. See, people thought when I named it The American Dream, I'm not thinking about big house, white picket fence. I'm thinking about people making it out of the struggle, people making it out like a bad relationship, people making it out of like anything possible, making it out of a bad job they hate, and making something of themselves. So that's like the blueprint of that, listening to this album and stuff like that. And the first one I made, I did that in 6 days. And I was 19 years old. I did it in 6 days. And you can find that on Dat Piff. And then
Shout out to Dat Piff.
Yeah. And then the American Dream, Raza Kiamo, that did that 2019. And then, we light up with this one. I said 3. I want to name this one 3. It just felt the energy felt the same as when I was creating those, like the time I was in and stuff like that. Having fallouts with people and issues like that. And I said it was just time. It was just the right thing.
Now with the album, the intro, let's go right through the album.
Yeah.
The intro starts with a newscast from something that happened in Passaic.
Yeah.
Like for real that happened in Passaic.
Mm-hmm.
Was that people that you knew that were going
I actually don't know. Maybe when I play it for my pops, he gonna tell me because my pops been beasting because he been hearing me play the album out in the car and stuff like that. So
but you ain't let him hear it?
Nah, and he beasted. He said, "Yo,
we got it before pops."
Yeah, you got
it.
Oh, damn. Yeah, he said,
"Don't let him hear this interview."
He said, "Yo, you fake, yo." So you fake, yo. You funny style, yo.
Damn.
But nah,
Pop sound like an OG word.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So
that's classic slang.
So I'm pretty sure he know. But shout out to my man Too Bless, young producer from where we from. He sent me that. He was like, "Yo, bro, I think you should use that for the album, like an album
dope
thing." And I was like, you know what?
I was gonna ask who found it.
I never like heard this before.
Yeah.
Mind you, I never heard this before. So when he sent that to me, I'm like, damn, it's dope. And what's so dope about it? Shout out to my man X. He passed away. You hear in the background the beat. That's his instrumental. So he passed away. So shout out to my man New Era. Rest in peace.
That's dope. That's dope that you put it in there for him. And rest in peace to the brother. Thoughts and prayers to the family. Absolutely. Yeah. Then we get into Flacco 2.
Yeah.
Is Flacco a real person?
Shout out to my man Lucci. He produced that Heavy Artillery. But like Flacco is like me. Like I told when we was in the private sessions, it's like I had 3 choices in life. It's either, go to school, do what you gotta do, work, and that's it. Mm-hmm. A lot of my friends chose the streets. I could have been in the streets, but then I said, damn, shit's the same shit that we see growing up and ain't gonna change if I do that.
Yeah.
What? It's just gonna repeat itself. Then I had 3. Damn. Either I make this dream happen. I gotta make this dream happen. One way or another, I gotta think outside the box. What's gonna make me so unique from somebody in like, if I always told myself as a young kid, I gotta be 10 times better than the average New York cat that rap. Mm-hmm. Just coming from where I come from. Mm-hmm. I gotta be 10 times better than the average cat. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I use that as an inspiration, as in like, yo, I gotta go hungry for this shit. I'm the young dude, short dude, skinny little dude, you know what I mean? But I gotta make something of myself that my presence is gonna be impactful. Yeah. So you hear that in Flacco, you know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah.
It's like I was telling you before, the energy on this album is a lot different than the first 2.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And every other album that you did before, like it's almost got, like I said, like angst to it, like a frenetic pace.
Yeah.
You're really trying to, like I said, you're trying to bully your way in.
Yeah,
You know
and that was the whole approach for this, because it's like, I said, man, like the last song, The Dawn, was actually going to be the intro instead of Flacco. But I said, you know what? The energy I want to give out to the people, Flacco got to be it.
Right.
It's got to be the statement. From the door, we bust through the door, that's it. Like, I ain't taking nothing. Like, it's almost like on some, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm going to live or come with it. And my dudes is riding with me, and they don't care anymore.
You're not gonna give it to me.
We gonna take it straight up, like we coming through like Ice Cube, you know what I mean? And in the movie, the biopic, you know, when he said, "This my shit." Nah, y'all playing funny? I fuck it, bow, bow, bow. And we all got that same mentality right now. Like, we don't care. We just coming through. We taking it. We killing shows, and we out. That's it. You gonna still talk about us, and that's what it is.
That's awesome. And I like it. It gave me it brought me back to, like you were saying, 50 right now. Talking about 50, you know, on the Get Rich or Die Trying, that it's the coin and it's like
Yeah.
and then the beat hits right after.
What up,
It
gangsta?
gave me that feel.
Yeah.
Flacco too. Before we continue into the album, this album contains a lot of different flows,
Yeah.
a lot of different bounces, and a lot of different pockets. Where do you like? How do you come up with that?
I actually wanted to showcase people that I really rap.
Yeah,
like
I got that from this album.
Yeah, like a lot of people will always talk about the hustle. Oh, this kid is inspiring, and that always come up first. But I really wanted to show people, like, yo, I really rap. Like I rap. Like I rap. Like I want to be in them conversations where, you know, this kid could rap with like the Jay-Z's, the Nox's, the you know, these type of cats. Like he rap. Like he's come from that cloth, that caliber. You know what I mean? Like
That it actually means something.
it means something to me, you know? And like I'm really an artist. Like I'm a music technician. I know flow pattern. I know rhyme. I know what line should go first. Your fourth bar? Nah, that gotta be the intro bar going into your 16, you know? Like I'm real technician.
What's
when it
your
comes to
writing
rap.
process like?
Sometimes it's just what I feel like what the beat say to me.
But I
I
mean,
will-
like, is it still pen paper or is it phone?
I use both.
Okay.
Both. And sometimes I say rhymes in my head. Like when I did situationships, I was at work, and my man Quinn Films, he worked with me, so I heard the beat. I'm like, situationship. Both hate our relationship, and that was just flowing with me. I told Don that day, I was like, yo, I gotta record this today. Gotta record this today. First thing I did, recorded that, sent a rough draft to my man. Yo, this is crazy. Yeah.
It's like a snowball effect.
Yeah.
So it's going to just get-
Yeah, I got different ways when I write. Like,
That's dope, man. I want aspiring artists to listen to different rhyme methods and write methods, because everybody's different, you know. Like everybody has their own way of doing it. So if you hear a lot of different ways to do it, it might help you come up with.
And I'm a fan of rap. Like I watched The Art of Rap, the thing, and I saw how Rakim, when he said he put dots in his stuff, you know. So I'm a real fan of rap too. Like I gotta come from that cloth, because I always said I want to be able to sit in different rooms and not be quiet in the conversation and don't know nothing.
Yeah.
So but, no, go ahead.
You don't want to be boxed in.
Nah,
He does this.
nah, yeah.
Now you do everything.
Everything, and that's always been my point. Like, you know, this is bigger than me. Like, and for it to be bigger than me, I gotta have a wider margin of way I think and process things and how I speak. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, appreciate that.
And to go back to what you said about having to be 10 times better than the average New York cat, it looks like you're, like, how can I put it? Like you've been working in the gym and now this is game time. You feel me? Like you're putting your work, your practices and stuff. Because like you said, you're already at a deficit being from New Jersey. And then being from Passaic, where I don't recall any rapper coming out of Passaic to go like nationwide. Like, you know, if you say you're from Jersey City, they might be a little bit easier on you. Or if you say you're from Trenton or from Newark, they might give you a little less hard time. But you're trailblazing Passaic.
The only other rapper I know from Passaic besides you is what's his name? Rashid Chappelle.
Yeah.
He's the only one I know.
All right.
And Fetty Wap from Patterson, but you know, Passaic and Patterson are like right there, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah, no. And shout out to Fetty Wap. To go back to the album, now this is my favorite song, number 3, Hate It or Love It. So obviously you read the title and you're like, okay, he's gonna flip the beat, the 50 beat, but then it comes on and it's slowed down, and then it comes with the drill sound. So being the drill expert of the show, I immediately recognized that it's not American drill. It's UK drill. So who produced it, and how'd you get in contact with the producer?
Sir, he had it online. So, you know, he has the website and stuff like that. So we did the whole thing like that. Like, we just went through the website and stuff like that. And I was just like, yo, when I bodied it that night, I sent it to my cuz, Noxz, and he was just like, yo, they gonna be scared to get in a room and rap with you because you just rapping off everything right now. You know what I mean?
And the flow on that one's crazy.
Yeah, right. So so what was also dope about that was shout out to my man Trey Bunton. He's on that. He's featured on there. And we got in the studio. I was working on the joint for his album.
Okay. But how'd y'all connect originally?
So my man, shout out to Lucci and H, man. I love them brothers, man. They really the quality on the album sounds great, and that was mixed by Lucci, you know.
Oh, shout out to that.
So they held it down. So they was H hit me up. He said, "Yo, come to the studio. Trey gonna be here." But I was always the type of artist that's like, I ain't gonna just pull up to somebody's session if they look like I'm some groupie or something like that. You know what I mean? But he's like, nah. He knows you coming. Like, he wants you to be here and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, all right, cool, you know. And so when I went there, Luch said, what type of beat you want today? And I told Luch, I want some Pain shit. And then Trey came in and he was like, yo, I want some Pain shit. So then when we was working on his shit, I was like, all right, shit, right. We working. Like, we knocked it out the park right away. And then we did a show. And I was like, you know what? That's I'm getting a friendship with him. I might as well ask him to be on my joint. You know what I mean? So hit him up. He said, hell yeah, I got you, bro. He did it right away. And like ever since then though, we've been creating like a brotherhood. Like that's my dog. Like that's for real. Like he pulled up to my show. Yeah, like for real, that's my dog. Like he a good brother, man. He got his album coming out too. So December 2nd. That's my dog.
Yeah, shout out to him, bro.
Yeah.
Yes. Yo, I'm gonna keep it real. I didn't even know there was a feature on that shit.
Nah?
Like, because I listened to it only one time. I only got to listen through the album one time.
Yeah.
And I didn't even recognize that there was a different name on it.
The funny thing is, when he speaks before he actually spits, I recognize his voice. I'm like, damn, he sounds like Budden. And then I read it, I was like, oh,
no, I got to go back and listen to that. But also, I wasn't mad infatuated with the beat. So I was like, oh, yeah, hell yeah. And when it ended, that it had just the hi-hat and the snare, I was like, oh, yeah. Right, because I listened to the whole, I listened to the whole fucking song from beginning to end, and same thing with the next song, Situationship. Beautiful song, I love it. The end when the sample plays alone, yo, that shit had me like,
that's the vibe.
I know who this is, and he did this shit properly. Do you find it difficult to write about something like that, like situationship, like girl records almost?
What's so dope about that is I love records like that. Like that's when I tap into like being like, you know, using my Fab game, using the LL Cool J's, you know what I mean? Like those type of artists, like Ghostface Killer, like they when they write female records, like I love those type of records, you know what I mean? Like those big to me. Like even when the Locks did the Honey record, the Jenny from the Block, I love that. Like that's a part of hip hop that I always like embrace, like the females and the dudes, you know what I mean, working together.
You have to.
We've spoken about how that's kind of missing nowadays. A lot of artists, for whatever reason, maybe it's pressure or maybe they're embarrassed, like they're not quick to make a girl song, and much less to open up about the hardships of a relationship or whatever, the toxicity or whatever. So
that was the dopest
who
stuff.
produced that one?
Drizzy Banko.
Shout out to Drizzy Banko. I love how he flipped that sample.
Violation.
Yeah, it's he didn't take the part of the song I thought he would have taken. Like he took a dope part of it and really made it dope. And and then you follow that right up with Jules, the first Jules, by the brother Speedy. How'd you get in contact with Speedy for this skit? And shout out to you for making a skit.
What's so dope about that is he's seen everything we doing. Shout out to my bro Speedy. You know what I mean? He's doing his thing, being motivational throughout the community and outside the community. Like he's doing his thing on TikTok, over like 100K followers and stuff like that. So he really got a following. So for him to even take time to witness what I'm doing, he's like, yo, need anything? I want to help you, like, on this project. You need anything? Like, I sent a skit. I said, you know what? Hell yeah, like, effort. You know what I mean? More names on the album makes it even bigger, you know? So he sent the skit over. I loved what he said on it. And it just led to the next track that was so perfect, you know? And the reason why I called it Jewels, because it's gems throughout the album.
Right.
You know, and instead of, you know, calling it regular skits. I'd rather call them Jewels 1 and Jewels 2.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's just impactful. Like people hearing it and it's giving people hope at the same time.
Dope. Now you mentioned earlier that your uncle had said the album has a theme almost like of coming up out the struggle.
Yeah.
Another theme that I noticed on the album that you speak about a lot is loyalty and disloyalty. Mm-hmm. Was that intentional?
Yeah.
The message that you're trying to send, but also the disloyalty, like the message that you're trying to send to those who have wronged you?
Like going into this album, I said I wanted to speak on certain topics, as in like, you know, the youth, RICO cases, like to prevent yourself getting into that, you know, having passion for something, you know, and making something of yourself, and also moving strategically with stuff like that, you know. So everything has a purpose, and yeah, about my personal issues that I had going on and stuff like that came about on this album too, because like I said, it's not just my story, it's everybody else's story, but it's also my story at the end of the day.
And I think it's very like I can feel it. You know what I mean? Like, I know you're not just rapping. I know you're talking about somebody, and we don't have to get into those details, but I know you're talking about very specific things and how they affected you. And I personally, I'm always with an artist that can make you feel what they're feeling. Yeah. So that really bonded me with the album and those certain topics. And then, of course, the beat selection is just fucking amazing. Then we get into Malcolm. Yeah. And again, reading... you know, the track list and kind of assuming what songs may or may not be about. I thought you were gonna go on like some Malcolm X. Like Nas got a song. What's the song Nas got? The story of Rakim. Right.
Biography.
So, yes, exactly. Yeah. So I thought you were gonna do something like that, but you did, but not about Malcolm X. You did it about yourself.
Yourself. Yeah.
Did you find it difficult to kind of write your own story out?
It's so crazy because this whole time I've been giving people my story. I just wasn't giving you my name. Right. You know? Right. So when I did what's so dope about Malcolm is just like when I heard Dreams, you know, that's the sample, Dreams from Game album. That's one of my favorite albums, documentary.
Absolutely.
And Dreams is one of my favorite records. So
my favorite on the album.
Yeah. So like when I'm tapped, I'm listening to it, I had to go back and listen to the original again. And I just had to get tapped in, like what Pocket Game was on when he was listening to this. So I'm looking at the music video, I'm listening to her, I'm like, you know what? I think I got it. You know what I mean? And then me just introducing it, like, woke up from that dream in 2001. I'm in first grade. So you got to peep the first 5 bars that I'm saying. So when I say woke up from that dream in 2001, Towers dropped, Pop's Born Day 2001. I was in first grade when the Twin Towers dropped. I remember getting picked up from school, you know? And then when I said, talking about my life when the problems begun, grandma died, blood clots, it got caught in her lungs. First grade, writing about my life, getting therapeutic. I was writing music in first grade. I was just rhyming because 50 Cent was one of my favorite rappers. So I'm just writing, you know, curse words or whatever. But my father picked my notebook, said I curse like Ice Cube. You know what I mean? So that's why I was like, that song is like really important, how I break things down, even from the second verse where my friends, they selling drugs, and then I'm choosing like, nah, I can't do that. You know what I mean? If I get caught up with y'all, then my purpose is just meaningless. And coming from where we come from, that's gonna set me 15 times back, rather than me. If I was from New York, that's like minor setback. It's like nothing. You still in the door. You know what I mean? Coming from where we come from, that's a whole setback, because now you gotta pay lawyers, you gotta pay this and that, you gotta pay a whole bunch of things, and now that money you could have used for investing to pay your way forward. That set you back, you know?
And to give you football numbers in Jersey compared to some shits in New York, you know?
Yeah, so that always been my purpose, even with the, you know, just that song really hits deep because it's real life. Like, I'm not lying. When I said, in 06, the gang banging like colors, like all I seen in my neighborhood was a whole bunch of Bloods and Lion Kings, and you had Trinis, and you had a whole bunch of stuff going on, you know what I mean? And in 06, you had they was color banging, you know what I mean, during that time. So, you know, people had the fly Avirex jackets and all that, but with they bandana on, and you know what I mean? Just like Dipset, you know what I mean? So that led to like even lines in Snow Beach where I was like, we was kids just listening to Santana, Diplomatic with bandanas and big hammers. That's what we saw as kids. You know what I mean? Like kids, they was inspired by Dipset, G Unit, D Block, all these people that people was calling they blocks. Yo, we D Block. Yeah. You know what I mean? We J Hood. You know, so that's what, you know, it was just a big inspiration. Like with a lot of these songs.
That's crazy how hip hop just infiltrates. Like it's a lifestyle. Obviously, we're all hip hop. We're all of the culture, but. Like shit like that. Like we're gonna name the block now. It's D Block.
And mind you, I was when these dudes was like 16, 17 doing all. We were kids. We were like 12 or 11. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Seeing that, we think like, oh, it's dope. But some of my friends actually went full throttle with it and said, yo, I'm gonna be blood. And the homie was only 10, 11. Yo, I'm gonna be blood. Yo, I'm repping this hard, dog. So I'm like, I can't say
that gangster wave hit New Jersey hard, and it was almost like overnight. Well, not only New Jersey, but like the whole tri-state area. When them gangs hit the streets, because you know they started in Rikers and all that stuff. But when they started coming home and creating the sets and shit, like yo, I remember that shit was like that. One day you wake up and everybody's blood crib, and you're like, wow. Shout out to that. Malcolm is probably my favorite song on the album. But situationship, because I'm an R&B nigga. Situationship is up there too. They battling right now. Yeah, I keep it real, my brother.
I love that.
Then we get into Mama Say.
Yeah. This is my favorite song on the shit. Right, Mama Say.
So lead the way on this one, Blood.
Yo, I don't know. It's just a bouncy ass track, and the hook is just, you know, mama say over and over, but you get into a lot of deep topics. But I was even just doing the dance to the beat. That shit was funny. I was listening to that shit. My daughter's like, you know, trying to get me to play. I was just like dancing around this shit, listening to it. Dope track, bro.
That's love.
Shout out to that, man.
Yeah, that's a single already. That's been out. It's been doing great. Doing like numbers. When we played it in a listening party, everybody was like, Mama Say, hey, everybody was going crazy. And like I said, like shout out to Cito on the beat. He produced that.
Yeah, big shout out to the brother Cito on the beat. He from right here, the hood in West New York. Yeah. We got to get him on the show. Let me go back to a question you had earlier mentioned. Well, actually, I have a 2-part question. Mm-hmm. Are you selecting the samples that are being used?
Oh yeah,
like you're personally handpicking them. Yeah. And you take them to your producer.
That's why. The producers already produced. Like some of the records already pre-made already. Right. And I was just grabbing them. I'm like, nobody rapping on these. I'll grab them. You know what I mean? So that's what stood out to me. That's why it was so dope that you guys said your beat selection is crazy. Yeah. Because everybody's been saying it, listening to this album, like, yo, your beat selection is crazy. Like, I'm just reminiscing. And another thing it also does, too, is it shows you that how much I appreciate the culture before me.
Yes.
You know, how much I embrace it into my craft now and how the music sounds now, and how I just flip it into, like, a refreshing sound that makes you be like, dang, he did this? Yeah. Yo, this sounds refreshing, you know? And it just, like I said, I just got to do the record the right way to make you feel like, he did it.
That's something that you don't see or hear a lot of artists today talk about. It's going back.
Yeah.
And actually study. You said you went back and studied that game song. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To make your song better. Yeah. You know what I mean? A lot of people won't do that because, man, fuck that. That shit's old and this and that. Props for that, man.
But you've also gone back beyond your time and listened to like studied early 90s, mid 90s.
Absolutely. For me to be who I am, like somebody dope, right? I had to study Noxz and Illmatic, right? Mm-hmm. That's one of the things I studied because just how broad Noxz is. Look at Noxz right now. You know, people still anticipate his album. Yep. You know, whether you're 50 years old, 40 years old, 30 years old, 16 years old, you're embracing his album, right? And the way Noxz just, I heard have it said, like, when he was rapping, they were like, yo, how, he was with my mans. They were in his projects doing a documentary or whatever. They were like, yo, was Noxz rapping around y'all? Have it said, nah, he was ahead of his time. Mm-hmm. Like we good and anything, but that dude different. Yeah. It was so dope. Somebody came up to my pops. He was from the projects, and he was like, yo, Carmen, your son? He was like, yeah. He was like, yo, that kid, like, he like Noxz to us, yo. For real, and it
that's
was
a
so
big compliment, bro. That's big shoes to fill.
I was always hearing that, like as a youth, like he rap like Noxz, like you hear this shit. It's the substance that I'm talking about. You know what I mean?
And the fact that you're so young doing it. Yeah. Because remember, Noxz was 16 on Illmatic. Yeah. And he was talking some futuristic shit. So you're doing the same thing.
And so that's what stood people out. Like so that, like you know, it made my dad proud because he knows the hard work I put into this, you know? And like that's all I'm trying to do.
Damn,
like,
your dad all proud of you. Don't let him hear the album. I'm offended for him. I'm gonna call him after, like, yo, pops, I'm sorry.
We can't afford for it to leak, yo. We can't.
So to go back to the follow-up question, do you also executive produce the album yourself and do all of the sequencing? Is anybody giving you any input? Are you running it by anybody? This whole project,
I literally did it in the crib. I just took the files over to Lucci mixed and mastered it and everything. I did the whole thing in the crib, and I'll run it past like my man Quinn Films because he was always with me, and I'll play it for a few of the guys, but Quinn was one of the main dudes, and he'll hear it and he'll just be like, like he ain't denying nothing. Yeah. Usually he'll be like, yo, this needs a feature. Yo, this needs that. Like he ain't denying nothing for this, you know? So, yeah.
Did you ever change the order? Or was this
yeah, I changed. The order always going to change. But like before we... Go
ahead, Blood.
No. I didn't say nothing.
Oh, so right before the... Like we was about to say, all right, we're gonna submit it to the distribution company, let them handle it. I had to pick the order. So I said, you know what? I love this. So it was only like probably like 2-3 times we changed it, but this one was on the money. Like I like this.
Yeah, that's another important aspect that a lot of artists might just look over. They don't understand that. Like for example, Situationships goes into Jules perfectly, which then goes into Malcolm perfectly, and you're like, wow, that's. It's only a real fan that's gonna notice those little intricacies and be like, oh,
because eventually, like we want to give this to the right person, like. It's gonna catch on. Like we wanted to make something that's like, yo, this like is ready for an album now.
Yes.
Like label wise, like, yo, who's this? Where you found him from? Where is he? Let's find him.
And are you submitting to labels?
Yeah, all the time. You know, and we're also bringing them, you know, traction towards us.
Right.
You know, people see what we do. You know, there've been opportunities and stuff like that, but we just moving, like I said, we moving strategic and we moving smart.
And it's still corner of the world, right?
It's still corner of the world. Corner of the world is really not. It's like a family. It's a family, you know. Where I got the Hudson Crew, I got Cornerstone Mafia, which is my cousin, my brother, the Lord Entertainment, Quentin Films, Flea, Dez, everything. You know,
shout out to all that.
It's a brotherhood, you know, where we really like family. We family into this, and we all got the same.
It's visible.
Yeah,
well, you can see it. Like I said, in that video where y'all went to open up for Conway, you show how y'all all moved together, and the camaraderie just like kind of jumps off the screen. You know what I'm saying? So you feel the family connection.
And the sequencing on the album, it's gonna separate it from other albums because these aren't just one-ups. This actually completes the story. It makes the whole album an actual story. It makes it from like the beginning, the intro, all the way to the end, the conclusion.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
also the cover art, the artwork I like a lot, man. It's different, you know. When you look at it, you're like, yo, it's not, you know, you can't judge a book by its cover, obviously, but it's not like the normal mixtape cover, you know what I'm saying, or album cover. It looks different. You know what I'm saying? I really like the fact that you on a bike. That shit is crazy. You're on a bike in front of that theater. That shit is different.
What's so dope about that though? The bike sequence is about like represent like that. The cover art and the track list cover art. The bike the bike park represents my neighborhood and what kids are doing now.
Right.
What kids are doing now? You always see bike gang, bike life, kids riding bikes. And
thank God that's back, bro, because that disappeared for a couple years.
But it's also saving kids.
Yeah,
you know, for the main time. So I wanted to embrace that, you know, and at the same time, it showed people what it meant behind me was that, you know, the city that I'm introducing y'all to and what comes out of here. And then in the track list, the American Dream, you really see in the chain, it's a chain. It's my Godfather chain. You know, it's a red diamonds and blue diamonds in that chain. Right. The graphic designer just brought it out a little bit more because it was a picture.
Right.
And it's blood. It represents Bloods and Crips, how they really united. Where
they're dapping it up.
And they fighting a bigger purpose in prison.
Yeah.
You feel me? And my uncle tells me stories and stuff like that they're fighting a bigger purpose. Like
you fighting the system.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
That's the real enemy, bro.
And that's what we really fighting is the system and making it out. So that's the American dream.
And where'd you learn this from? Your uncles and your dad and your grandfather, right? Yeah, all this knowledge. Because you are wise beyond your years.
Behind a lot of generational men and women.
Yeah.
You know, because there's things that, you know, I see my grandmothers and my mother and my aunts get up, hustle, work. You know what I mean? Strive for themselves.
Theirs is a different hustle, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You know,
because you got to remember, they not only go out and hustle, but they come back and keep the household in order, feed the kids, watch the kids,
yeah,
the clothes, all
whole
that shit.
nine. You know, and
women go hard, bro. Shout out to all the women out there tuned in. Word. Speaking of women, well, no, we already spoke about Mama Say. Excuse me. So let's get into the next track featuring Floss, Snow Beach. So again, I read the track list and I'm like, okay, he's gonna flip a Raekwon beat. There's gotta be some Raekwon shit coming up. But then it wasn't. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the song. Who spits the first verse on this song?
Floss.
Okay, so he has.
we call him SF.
He has like a very Philly flow almost, and then you come in and you keep it because you're bouncing flows around.
Yeah.
So you kept it like the whole song to me gave me that whole Philly vibe. Your verse and his verse together, and the beat and everything. So is that were you big into Philly rappers at any point?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I used to watch the Philly battle rap, NH, Kaboom, Brick of Raw, Meek Mill. You know, I was all into that, like the battle rap on TV. Everybody holding the right tee, Reed Dollars.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
What's my man that was in the band? Ness.
E-Ness.
Yes,
E-Ness. I was watching all that as a kid though. Like
I was watching that last night probably.
Yeah.
Word.
I used to love that with Chopper, Freddie, all them like Babs. I used to love.
No, I meant battles. I was watching E-Ness battles.
E-Ness battle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's still active.
Yeah. I see.
Yeah, he still is.
But he's a funny character. But
I remember when he battled Jay Mills on the band. That was like the best battle.
Oh yeah, I seen that on TV.
Yeah, shout out to Jay Mills too. Let's go back real quick because you had mentioned Rico cases. Speaking of battle rap, shout out to the brother Sue Surf. He's going through his thing. Rico cases seem to be very popular nowadays.
Yeah.
Is that something that? Do you ever allow your rhymes to be affected by something like that? Because now they're saying they're going into rhymes. They're catching you because of your rhymes. Do you ever like write something and be like, oh, chill?
Nah, I'm giving them 100% game. Like when I said in Hate It or Love It, or I said I ain't gang or nothing like that, but touch me, you still reach the sun. Like, don't ever disrespect me. At the end of the day, I'm a man, and that's the purpose. At the end of the day, when kids start looking like, yo, I'm really bummed. I could be tough by myself. I don't need a whole group of people. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you're a man. At the end of the day, you're not gonna let nobody disrespect you.
Absolutely.
You're not gonna let nobody, violate your family and everything. I know a ton of men. They get up, go to work or whatever, but don't play with their family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's how it should be.
At the end of the day, you're a man. And at the end of the day, I was raised that. At the end of the day, you know what's gangster? You take care of your business, you take care of your family, and that's it. You take care of your own, that's it.
Shout out
that's
to that.
Gangster getting up every day. You know what I mean? Going to work, providing for your family.
Absolutely. So, Blood, what we keep hearing is like a little feedback from your phone. That's why sometimes we think you're talking. So if we ask you a question, it's just because we heard something.
All good.
Then we get into the joint $1 Million Baby. You ever seen that movie?
Yeah.
Did that inspire some of this thought?
I was thinking Max B, but
all right, yeah. he had a joint too, right? I think he had an album or a mixtape.
Yeah, he used to call himself that.
Wave Gang.
But like when I thought like $1 Million Baby, it was just like, yo, you the $1 Million kid. Yeah. But what comes with being the $1 Million kid is these penny thoughts. So what is these thoughts in your head? Yeah. Dope. What was these thoughts in your head? And that's what just, if you really hear that song, it's just me venting. It wasn't like how things were just set up. It was just me venting about everything. Like me talking about my boy has like hit me up, say, yo, I want to turn myself in so I can start a new life when I come back.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like touching them type of topics on that. So, yeah.
See, you're giving people the positives and the negatives. And again, something that most artists nowadays are almost hesitant to do. Everybody's rich. Everybody's balling. Everybody's dripped and saucy. And no one really wants to talk about, the struggles, and some days you don't feel drippy, and some days your mental's fucked up, or your man is fucked up, and that's fucking with you and your heart and the way you move. So I appreciate that you're able to open up with the good, but also the bad and the dark side of things. And I think that's going to connect with a lot of listeners. Then after $1 Million Baby, we get into Sincere and Tommy featuring Funeral. Now, Sincere and Tommy, that's a crazy like team right
Burnz.
there. Yeah. Who was Sincere and who was Tommy?
I was Sincere.
All right. I figured that because you're more the mental.
Yeah.
And who's the brother Funeral?
He's an artist from Passaic, New Jersey. You know, he's doing his thing. He's growing a fan base. And like I said, I just wanted to put him on my album so it gives him hope to really do something with himself. You know what I mean? Because, you know, coming from where we come from, a lot of people don't give hope. You know what I mean? Sometimes artists, you know, could do it. There's a lot of artists that come from, let's say, a certain community, and let's say they got, I'm just throwing names, Jadakiss, Davies, Jim Jones, all these people on one album, you know, but it don't hurt to put, you know, somebody that's local that you see striving, put them on the album, put them on a verse or whatever, a hook or something, you know, and it's gonna give them hope to like, yo, I'm gonna do my own shit. Then they're gonna do the same thing, and their buzz gonna grow, and then they're gonna help out somebody else. Yep. So that's how you keep the, you know, the train moving. Like you just pick somebody up and inspire them, and you know, show them that yo, it's possible doing something with yourself.
On some so like pay it forward shit, right?
Yeah. So shout out to him. You know what I mean?
Shout out to that, and shout out to you, man, because again, a lot of artists, especially nowadays, are afraid to share the shine. You know what I mean? Like they get a little bit of shine, and it's like, all right, this is me. I can't put you on because what if you better than me? Then I'm assed out. So to take these artists from your community and to give them a shot and to give them some exposure and like you said, to give them some motivation. Excuse me. That's a very admirable trait. So shout out to you for doing that, man. And then we get into Midtown Story, which I thought was one of the more personal joints on the album. Like I really felt you was talking about yourself and what you've been through on that. How'd that track come about? And I believe it features the homie Stars.
Yeah, Stars Coleman. Shout out to him. What's so dope about that is that I was actually holding on to that track because that track was supposed to be on, if I'm not mistaken, the American Dream Rise of Kiamo. So I had that track since 2019.
Wow.
But it didn't fit on any other things that we were doing.
Right.
And I was like, I love this record. Like, I love this track. Like, we got tracks that just didn't fit. Sometimes artists got to know, like, oh, this track don't fit for this project, you know, and we'll save it, you know. But sometimes people that do the features, like, yo, when's that song coming out? Luckily, Stars is, you know, doing his thing. He's growing, he's working. You know, he was patient and stuff like that, where he was like, all right, it's cool. Just do what
so you had it with the feature since then?
Yeah, I had it with Stars since then. So then it fit perfect with this album, like how it was sounding, like sonically, you know? And yeah.
How many songs you got in the stash?
Bruh, like I'm talking like.
Do you have your next project ready to go?
We got the deluxe ready to go. But
we
like I said, we got the deluxe and we already been, but like why I'm so picky on, like we have if I say yo I could drop a project every month if I wanted to, right? But the key thing is that sonically I want it to every project sound different. As in you guys mentioned, this project don't sound like La Cosa Nostra.
Right.
You know what I mean? This project don't sound like my previous projects, Notorious Way and stuff like that.
Oh, different,
so it gives a different appeal. So that's why it's like I'm being patient enough to know, like, throughout the year, we're still showing content. We're doing other branding opportunities that we're doing to keep ourselves relevant, you know? Really taking it to the music, you know, standpoint, being professional, where it's not always about being, you know, I'm the artist, I could drop 100 songs on it. All right, cool, bro. But at the end of the day, you got to still market it. Yeah. You still got to shoot videos for it. You got to get content out. You got to have, like, a purpose for what you're doing. If you're really trying to really do this. If you're just doing it, just do it, then I understand. Go ahead, do your thing. Because that was me at 17, 18, where I just wanted to rap, and I wanted to be a killer rapper.
Right.
But I got more professional and business aspect about me, you know? Yeah. Because I'm not just doing this for me at the end of the day. Yeah. There's a whole bunch of other people that's behind us.
And you allow yourself to work the album.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of artists rush to they put out an album, and the next day or the next week they're like, yo, the new album coming next. And it's like, damn, but you didn't even work this album. You didn't even let me digest it. And you work it, and then you drop videos so that people can understand the album even more, which is appreciated.
And another thing, I was gonna say, and another thing, especially up there, is that your landscape is about to change. You feel me? Y'all about to go into the winter, so you promote the album through, you know, however you want to, and then when you drop your next project, maybe you gonna be on the summer vibe, you know, something different.
Did you think about that? Did that affect your consideration in any way?
Because I know this was gonna be a winter type album.
Right. Okay.
If you get the vibe for it, if it's what you're wearing, you come in here with an you know what I mean. You're wearing crew necks, hoodies. You know, it gives you that vibe. You know,
it
does, even situationships. You know, your lady wearing a nice jacket, you match it with her. You know, and y'all just going through that vibe. You know, and like I said, it just gives you that feel. You know, and you know how music sometimes like records like Situationships, they hit different like on holidays and stuff like that. So that was the right time to drop, this project.
Yeah, definitely a winter album. Definitely a dope vibe on it. Yeah. Then we get into Jewels too.
Yeah, that's shout out to my cousin Dez. Yeah, that was so dope because that was a voice memo.
Okay.
Cuz hit me up on a minute in the morning, sent that, and I was just like, I know this is personal, but this is hard as a kid.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And I just, I saw somebody sampled I grabbed the original sample from the Raekwon thing, and we just added a little stuff to it and just. Because I love North Star. Like
that's actually my favorite song on the album.
I love North Star.
Like there's times I'll just listen to North Star like 5 times in a row.
When I was coming from Virginia Beach, I'm going through a whole mental thing, and it was just the sun looked beautiful. Like I'm playing North Star in my head. When you hear Papa Wu just talking in the beginning, it just feel like, man, like
I tell people all the time that if ever you're going through a breakup, Raekwon's album is the perfect breakup album. Yeah, I don't know why. Like I can't explain. I can't put my finger on why. But that fucking Cuban Links. If ever you're going through a breakup, listen to that shit.
There are no romantic themes on that.
Maybe, yeah. And then when North Star hits and Papa Wu just gives you that knowledge, like, man, I seen you when you were just a little smoking your weed and shit.
But also, what Kiamo speaks on, inspiration.
Yeah.
Get yourself up.
Yeah.
Definitely my favorite track.
Doesn't Cuban Links got Wildflower?
No, that's Iron Man.
No. Okay.
No, if you're going through a breakup and you hear Wildflower, you might be in bad shape. No, forget that.
No, but you got Rainy Days, you got Ice Cream.
Rainy Days is perfect. Ice Cream is alright because it's talking about mad honeys. Yeah, it's not talking about one girl. It's talking about the different.
Yeah, it's towards the end of the album, you getting your swag back.
And that too. Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, you getting your swag back. Right? Facts.
And then you end the track again. The sequences is beautiful because you go from Jewels 2 and then you end the track with the Dawn, which I thought was a super fire track. And you said earlier that you contemplated making that the intro.
Yeah, the Dawn was gonna be the
but it
intro.
don't have intro vibe. It got that end vibe.
In the beginning of creating these projects before I had a Flacco, it gave those vibes. Before Situationships, it gave those vibes. And then like when all the records were done, like I said, I wanted to switch it. Like I was listening to different albums. So me listening to Get Rich Die Trying, how What Up Gangsta brought it in. And I felt like, you want to usually smooth the album out. And like usually when I ended with the Dawn, when I say my life, my pain, my story, people were just like, yo, we want more. Because I only did one verse on it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So they fed them wanting more and feeling, I'm like, yeah.
And that's how you want to leave an album. Yeah, that's the perfect way to leave an album. Let me play devil's advocate for a second. What would you say to somebody who says the album contains too many remakes or too many samples?
It's their preference, because like we were saying earlier on, I'm not here to do something for your liking.
Right.
Because it's what everybody else loves. Just because you don't like it don't mean somebody else don't love it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I said, it's like my private session, I brought women here and into the sessions and they cried to the music. People cried to the music. So you're not going to tell me that's something that you don't feel about it can't change somebody else's life.
Right.
Because I seen it. I witnessed it during the private sessions. So that's that.
Which is the Song Cry remake?
$1 Baby. And I see people cry particularly to that song.
Yeah, because if there's one, that's the one right there.
Because what I'm speaking on and stuff like that, and people felt like, yo, I relate to this. Like, so you can't tell somebody, oh, it's too many remixes. Well, go complain about when Wayne did The Drought. Everybody loved it. You know what I mean? It's all about, like, if you're an executive or somebody, you hear what you hear and you say, yo, I could do something with that kid. Like, he's special. Like, he's dope. You sit him in there with the right producers, then you know, like, all right, we know what we can get. That, and at the end of the day, ain't that what hip hop is? That what you could hear from somebody and that you could grab, somebody grab this kid, you sit him in there with the Just Blazers, the Hit Boys, these different type of producers, the Dr. Dre's, and you feel like, all right, you sit him in the room with them, he's gonna create another sonically album. You know what I mean? So that's all it really takes is that.
Yeah, and right now what labels are looking for is kind of like exactly what you're doing. Someone with their own movement, but also someone with their own team that's able to create a full project where the label really, yo,
they're just throwing the money and say, do what y'all gonna do.
Money.
Yeah.
To go back to $1 Million Baby for a second, that sample. Do you ever feel pressure when you have to take on a sample? Like, Song Cry is a classic song.
That's my favorite song off the Blueprint.
Yeah.
And once again, like, I had to study that album. I have to study the music.
Right.
So I don't disrespect the music. So for me to witness people cry to what I did, I'm telling you, it let me know that they paid my just dues by just that. You know what I mean? So that was, like, impactful enough, like.
That made it.
Yeah.
Where was the listening session? It was just this Friday, right?
The listening party was Friday, but I was always having private listenings every Thursday at the studio or whatnot. And I'll just bring a group of people, different age groups and everything. And everybody was just having that same feel for this album.
How long was it done?
The album been done. The album been done since August.
Damn.
August.
Yeah. So
you got good time to get feedback, make any little changes.
Dude, the album been submitted since September.
Who does your distribution?
EQ Distro. Shout out to Rel Carter.
Shout out to Rel Carter.
Yeah, that's Jay-Z nephew.
No shit.
Yeah.
Rel Carter. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So we did we had the album out, but the whole reason why I dropped in November because I wanted this whole layout where people got to witness the 30 days.
Right.
People got to witness the private sessions. People got to witness, other things that came along with it, doing like having fun with the freestyle campaign. Because if you listen to the freestyle, people are like, yo, if he rapping like this, I wonder how he rapping on the album. And just like getting the story out, doing, a whole movement, promo run and stuff like that. So
and keep it honest. Like you sent me the album. You sent the album what?
Last night around 7 p.m. or so.
All right, so this morning when I started to do my research, I went straight to the freestyles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I thought the same thing. I'm like, if he's doing this on this, imagine when he actually puts a story together.
On the
That's
album.
why it's strong.
You didn't disappoint.
I feel like you can hear the progression in this album.
Yeah.
Like, I love the last album, La Cosa Nostra. I loved Omerta, but you like stepped it up a level for this album.
That's what I told him when he came.
Yeah, bro.
On this album is just different.
Yeah, man. Shout out to that. Shout out to the producers on this album. What can we expect coming up from this album for the rest of 2022?
Oh man, just straight promo run. We're gonna try to get you our visual, but we just like soak it in like all the achievements that we had. We haven't had a moment yet where we celebrated.
Yeah.
I haven't had a moment yet. Like I'm always on some. All right, what's next? The team for other people that's joining and being a team. Everybody's excited, but like I said, I've been doing this. I was 16, so like for me to finally see that it's really starting to happen, like it's happening, and how things that they'll tell you, like things that I spoke upon. If we do this move, then strategically, this is and that is gonna happen. It's gonna fall into place. So that's when I'm just everybody's excited for it, but I'm like, I knew this was gonna happen. What's next?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's the curse of the creator, my brother. Like we're always so worried about what's next that we never get to enjoy what we just accomplished.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Because for the average person, they'll be like, "You're a superstar. You're big," and then for us, it's just like.
Like, no, that's done. That's it. We got
to keep your foot on the gas.
And that's the difference.
Take a second, my brother. Enjoy this shit because you did something really dope here. And if you ever get a chance, you know how these artists be like doing shows where they do an album straight through. I think this would be a perfect candidate for you to do like the whole album straight through. I think your fans, me as a fan, I think I would really enjoy that work.
No, for sure. We got something set up. We just that's why before here we had a team meeting and stuff like that because we know the impact this album's gonna have, and we just know that we want to get the best out of it for everyone to enjoy because the same people that don't catch it this week, now let's say they don't catch it until December, so we're still finding ways. Well, we know the way for people to catch on to this album and what we have to do. So the key thing is like we gonna work.
Yeah. So the plan is in place. You just gotta follow them steps.
Just checkpoint.
A lot of people, they put it together, this and that, but there's no real plan.
Yeah.
You don't have a real plan.
Have a real plan.
From the 18, plan comes together.
Yeah.
Bro. You know what I'm saying?
And you've been that way. When you visited us last time, it was the same thing. You had your plan, you had your team, You know, y'all move the right way. Y'all communicate, which is very important. You know what I'm saying? And yo, just best of luck to you, man. Everybody, make sure y'all go check out this album, November 15th. By the time you hear this episode, the album will be out. Go download it. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple Music. It's on Google Play. Go to YouTube. Check out the freestyles. Check out the videos. Come back, listen to the episode. And what can we expect next year, 2023, from Kiamo?
Oh man,
the sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit, and the world is yours. That's all I can absolutely say. Like, a lot of impactful things are finna happen 2023. I've been telling my team that, you know, like, I'm talking about major change. Like, it's gonna inspire a lot of people to really say, you know what, it's time we take music more serious. It's time for us to build a team, because this kid just laid out the blueprint for us, and we actually see, like, we could grab this kid, like he's in our local bodegas, he's in our neighborhoods, he's in our parks, like we can grab, like, he just laid the blueprint out for us. So it's time that we, you know, keep this going.
And the beauty is, once you establish Passaic, you know, that's when the labels come running and they start snatching up everybody. Like, yeah, exactly.
And that's what I've been telling and I'm so happy you said that, because that's what I've been preaching to the upcoming rappers from my community. I've been preaching to them when I invite them to the private sessions, and I've been telling them to make sure you lay out your foundation. Make sure you got an EP ready. Make sure you got paperwork, everything lined up for you guys, because I'm telling you, traffic is gonna blossom just like it did for when Chief Keef came out, and G Herbo, Lil Durk, Polo G.
Same thing with Nelly and Chingy,
all them.
Once they get a hot city,
same thing with Buffalo, with West Side Gun, Griselda, and everybody. You know what I mean? Just Atlanta with Quality Control and everybody is going to happen. So you guys got to make sure you're ready, because I can't keep trying to grab everybody. You understand? I'm literally laying down the blueprint. There's no reason that I'm working harder than you and you keep asking me for things. I'm showing you. You know what I mean? You got to get up and you got to work, and there's more things than just recording music. Can't have 200 tracks. You got to do other things around it to push. So
and it's good that you're showing them the other aspect of the music, other than the recording. You know, have your paperwork straight, have your business straight.
Even when I broke down,
they can't rape you.
Even when I broke down, like, getting in contact with these podcasters, even the ones I'm at, getting interviews done. Because guess what? If music is registered the right way, they're playing it, that counts as a stream.
Exactly.
That counts, you know, regardless if it's 10 cents. Hey, you're doing it right. At least you're doing it right. You know, and that's the main purpose in giving people the idea that you can do this. But you got to do it the right way for it to work for you.
Follow the blueprint the brother Kiamo's laying out for all you young artists out there. Shout out to the brother Kiamo. Shout out to Corner of the World Records. Shout out to Pop Dukes. I'm super sorry we got the album before you. Please.
Shout out to Passaic.
Love the kid. Before we wrap up, we're going to get into 10 shots with VSOP.
Yes. All right. So we did this one.
Yeah, we did it, man. Yeah.
So I took the old ones and I reformulated them for this episode.
Woo.
So, 10 shots with VSOP.
Let's
we
go.
already know how this thing works. So we're going to start off with number 10. Real quick. What you like better? What's more funny? Freestyle or the actual recording album process?
Freestyles.
I could imagine. Freestyle, man. Goes to Ray. Who you prefer?
You know what's crazy? This year I've been going Ghostface like crazy, like listening to a lot of his joints. I even seen when he freestyled off with I think it was girls.
Yeah,
I seen that.
You know that beat was originally for him.
When he released that around down, I was just like, yo, he bodied
ripped
that.
it.
He smoked it. I don't know. Am I about disrespecting? Let me go with Ghost.
Real quick, shout out to Ray and Ghost. They just put out a freestyle for the New York Knicks.
Keith, that was dope.
I saw that.
That was super dope. All right. What's more important to you, man? Respect or loyalty? I mean, respect or love?
Love. Because if you love somebody, you ain't gonna hurt nobody. You know what I mean? It's love, straight love. You could respect for somebody, but you know you still step on their toes sometimes when you respect them. You're finding a way to go around it. You know what I mean? So the love is real. When somebody love you, they ain't gonna really harm you. Nah, they'll like if your parent love you, when they hit you, because they love you, they don't want you to do that again. Like you know what I mean? When you acting right, so they love you. That's different. Love.
For sure, 100%.
Shout out to Love. Word.
We talked about it on this episode. So who you prefer, Dipset or G Unit?
G Unit.
Okay. Who you fuck with better? Who you fuck with more, Benny and Conway?
Conway.
Okay. If you could pick a character to be, well, he said sincere. I was gonna say sincere Burnz.
Oh, sincere. Yeah.
Best era in your opinion since you come from this era, 2000s to 2010s.
2000s.
Okay. If you could pick a producer to work with, would it be just Blaze or Kanye West? Because they want a blueprint.
Oh man, I know, man. And I always said I wanted both of them on my album. That's crazy, man.
And Blaze is from Jersey.
I was just about to say that, man. Can't go against the grain, man. Shout out to Kanye though, but I go with Blaze. I'm just going off Blaze just because he produced public service announcement.
one of the most, like, if you need to get out of bed or go hard in the gym, play that shit.
That shit is crazy.
Wait, hold up, man. Kanye produced Encore.
Yeah.
And Dreams.
And Dreams, man. Oh, man.
But today, you got to pick just Blaze. Kanye, he out there right now. He's not making no beats, bro.
All right. So did you pick
Blaze? He picked.
Blaze.
No, he picked. I wrote it down. Because he's Jersey.
Got the Rosa Parks in Patterson.
Biggest Jersey legend, in your opinion, Redman or Button?
Redman.
Okay.
Shout out to Joe Button though. He's one of my favorite rappers, like Moon Music and all that. Like, it was so dope when I even working with Trey, and I was like, damn, I'm working with Joe. Like, I'm a fan of his pops. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna bring it up, but like, it's just so dope. Like, I always said, like, Joe don't get enough credit for his rapping. Like,
I feel the same way, bro. He's like in my top 5. Yeah.
I just think because Redman was like in movies, he was in other stuff. So shout out to Redman. And Redman used to be around the corner from my house. We were, like, back in the day in the 90s and stuff like that.
And Redman used to spaz rapping too.
Yeah, Redman night. Oh yeah. Spills. But Tonight's the Night is how I got introduced, and my pops used to play that. Yeah, Tonight's the Night. Rest in peace to Hurricane G. She was on the intro of that. Yeah.
Yes. Rest in peace to Tame One as well.
Yeah, Tame One.
Jersey.
All right, and the last one. These two brothers have been. They've emerged this year. Jay-Z with the 4-minute verse, and Noxz with King's Disease.
Yeah.
So who you taking? Noxz with Jay-Z?
The never-ending argument, bro. Yeah, the eternal.
Whole spaz on that 4 minute. You talking about like Ho's 4 minute or Nas King?
Just anything, just all around.
This year? This year? Nas. We going this year. Because Nas dropped Magic. Nas dropped Magic this year, right?
Yeah.
And then
this year.
And then King Disease 3. A whole Hove
is Hove. Shout out to Nas though. When I walked in, the first question I asked Brother F was if he heard the Nas album, the bonus song "Till My Last Breath." He sampled. Remember that song I loved over the summer, the horn for the Mets pitcher?
Yeah.
Castro. Some shit. The Cartel is the name of the song. Yeah. So Nas sampled it for the last song. Yeah, which I went to listen to it this morning because Blood had mentioned that song.
I listened to Thun. I listened to Michael and Quincy. I listened to like the first 5 songs.
Beef was hard. I like Ghetto Reporter, the intro to the album.
Thun was crazy, bro.
Shouts to Nas, shouts to Hit Boy. Y'all go check that album out. King's Disease 3, but make sure y'all go check out American Dream 3.
Yes.
Word up. I'm gonna AD3.
Word, more shine on AD3. Nas got enough shine. Let's go back over these questions. Let's review them. So freestyles over rap songs. Are these actually freestyles? Or
the fun part? Yeah, that's more fun to me doing the freestyles.
But are you actually freestyling?
Yeah.
Or are these written verses? Is real freestyle?
Yeah.
Wow, props to you, bro. Nobody really freestyles anymore.
Those are my
that's
favorite.
crazy. Shout out to that, bro.
That's the best part of doing music, like, because you're freely just rapping, like you're rapping off your favorite joints, like nobody got to remake it or nothing like that. It's just straight rapping, and like I love that because it takes me back to like when I was like in the like 06, 07, I loved the Drought days with Lil Wayne, and he was just rapping. When G Unit was coming up, they were just rapping off other people. Flip it, you know. When Rap City, when Cam was up there with the dollars on the mob block.
That was shit. That's a classic moment. Hell yeah.
So I feel those moments was that, you know.
That's classic moments, bro. Ray or Ghost? Ghost is always a safe selection. I'm shocked you went against Twin.
Because Ghost got records like All That I Got
Yeah.
And that hits different, you know.
Motherless Child.
Yeah, Motherless. Ghost got joints like nothing be the same again. You know what I mean?
Be the same
he got Back Again with Neo. Like I said, when I get into them pockets of rapping about females, like I think of Ghost, LL.
I think that's the biggest difference between him and Ray. Ray rarely goes in that vein. He's done it. Not to say he never did it, but in comparison,
Ghost is more vulnerable.
Ghost is way more emotional, more open.
Yeah, more vulnerable.
Ghost because even though you do Ghost, I mean Lil Ray, but you know what I'm saying, you let your vulnerability out.
Ghost
let you in,
like
we talked about this before.
That's dope.
Ghost let you in on Dennis Cole, not Ghostface Killer.
That's hard. Nah, that's love, bro.
Then we got love over respect. I could dig it. Love is shout out to Love, yo, aka Diddy. Love Records is a thing now. No more Bad Boy. That's amazing to me. Shout out to Love Records. G Unit over Dipset. I mean, if I know anything about Kiamo, I know a few things about Kiamo. I know he loves 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying. He ran and got that shit. I can't even imagine a first grader going to fucking buy.
My dad came
Get
to
Rich
the
or Die
crib.
Trying.
My father came into the house and he had both CDs. He gave it to me. My mom was taking us to school, so he was trying to take the cursing one.
Yeah, he's trying to give you the soft one.
Yeah, and I went to go see the movie. It came out in 2004, so I went to the movie theaters and we watched that.
That's
so
crazy,
I know,
bro.
I asked that question because I know you referenced the Dipset in your song.
Yeah. I love Dipset. I love Jim Jones. Jim had a wave in my city like in 2007 and 8 where, you know, everybody was wearing True Religion and, you know, the Stones on the jeans and airbrush tees. Like, it was a real inspiration with Jim, but definitely, and Cam and, you know, Santana, but
Dipset was definitely more like, more people wanted to look like Dipset than G Unit.
Oh, absolutely. But I think the G Unit and Locks versus would have been a lot different.
I know this one cat. He's still rocking the G Unit tank tops.
Oh, wow.
My man.
Them shits make me look diesel, baby.
They do, my buddy. They do. Real quick, when you tell me that story about Pop Dukes and the CDs, that reminds me of two things. Number one, you can't even steal music no more.
Nah.
Like, you can't steal your man's CDs. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is digital. So, and that reminds me, the year was 1993, and homie in front of me in health class had his Walkman, and he had CDs, and he had Illmatic, and he put it under the desk on the little, remember they had like the little net?
Yeah.
And, I was plotting on that shit the whole class. 45 minutes, I'm there looking like, if he leave that CD, I'm snatching that shit. He took it with him. I was like, fuck. Number 5, Conway over Benny. There's no wrong answer, bro.
Nah.
They're both fucking. Conway's mad consistent though. Like Benny, I feel like he hasn't dropped in a minute.
The last one was Tana Talk 4, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And like the thing about Conway, like, not saying they all can rap. Like, they can rap. I really listen to Conway and I hear him spaz even on these freestyles when he on Series X. I'm like, he's like a rapping phenomenon. Like, like he's. Like, you always got that one up the click. Like, for me, G Unit is like Lloyd Banks. Yeah. You know, like, he's one of those. Like,
he's the one,
Yeah.
He got an album called Lulu.
Oh, that's hard.
Anytime I talk about Conway, I have to talk about that album because that shit is crazy.
What's that song he got with Schoolboy Q? When I heard him perform that, he was like,
that's on Lulu,
right? Yeah. When he performed that joint at the venue, I was just like, this thing. Then he said somebody pointed the gun at him. He said, "Let me take that." Then he just introduced that song. I was like, "Wow, yo!"
That song, that album to me is the best like a Griselda project that ever came out. I know everybody talks about Tana Talk 3 and all the Hitler Hermes shit. No, for me, Lulu.
My favorite track on there is either I like They Got Sunny with Omega. Omega kills that shit.
Yeah.
But the other one where he's got like the bounce to it.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about. That he's like, and
that in the video he's fucking basically dancing, two-stepping with a body on the shoulder.
Yeah. You'll get it. Let's go to number 6. Sincere or Tommy. I mean, would y'all ever consider almost kind of remaking that movie for the video?
That's the whole idea.
Blood, edit that out. Edit that out. Don't tell nobody.
So the whole idea, like what I liked about Sincere, like in that movie, what always stuck out to me is how he walked up to that kid in the projects.
Yeah.
And he was just like, "Yo, shorty." He said, "Shorty, like, elevation.
That's the you remember the song One Love?
Yeah,
that he raps it out.
Like, and that's what.
Anytime you can turn your lyrics into like a visual like that, not like a video where you're rapping the lyrics and it's still like he made it into an actual scene of a movie. Yo, that shit, classic shit. Calvin, bitch ass Calvin, bro. Froggy face fucker.
Calvin comes right
Kermit.
They got Sonny.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Then let's see. Just Blaze over Kanye, Jersey. Again, no wrong answer. It's just that Kanye right now, I don't think he'd be healthy to be in the studio with. Like, he's not focused and shit. Blaze, he's got a lot of, his mind is elsewhere. But Blaze, you could never fail with Blaze. And like you said, PSA, that shit makes your blood race. Redman over Button. I would never say that, but I could respect it. Redman's a legend. Shout out to Redman. Shout out to DJ June. They're right around the way, somewhere around here. Oh, matter of fact, DJ June has a freestyle cypher. Kiamo, since you love freestyling, I'm going to give you the info right now. He hit me this morning. He told me any artists that are interested, Wednesdays at 8 p.m., open mic freestyle for Urban Fit TV on Roku. I'm going to connect you with him, and you make that happen.
So much.
Shout out to DJ June, yo.
And then Nas over Hove in 2022. Yeah, I could dig it. Hove hasn't put out shit. Right?
Hove only got the one verse.
He only got the one verse. Although the one verse was like...
It's a 4-minute verse.
It's bananas.
It stopped.
Bananas.
To me, it stopped time. But Nas, Magic was one of the best albums that he did with Hit Boy, in my opinion. And KD3 it stepped it up a little even better. So shouts to Nas. Shouts to Kiamo. Shouts to everybody in the building. Corner of the World Records. Passaic, New Jersey, American Dream 3, November 15th. Make sure you go download that. Sir, you have any shout-outs you want to give before we head up out of here?
I want to say thank you to y'all.
Absolutely,
having me up here.
You are welcome to come back every time.
I want to give y'all flowers. You know what I mean? You guys are special.
Appreciate you, man.
You know what I mean? And y'all continue to grow in what you do. I witness it all the time.
Absolutely.
And I, like I said, just keep grinding, doing what y'all do, man. Cause
absolutely. Thank you, brother.
It's going to inspire so many other people. And like I said, shout out to my team, Corner of the World. Yes, everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows who's involved. And, we're a family. So I want to thank y'all for having me, too.
Thank you, brother. Thank you for bringing the homies. Thank you for bringing the young king. He resting up because he got another chip to win. He gotta get that energy right. Bludshot, you got any shout-outs, my bro?
Yeah, man. Shout out to you, brother Kiamo. I'm keeping check on you, man. Hopefully you keep doing big things. Shout out the whole Passaic. I got love for that whole side of town. When I went to school out there in Wayne, I got to know Patterson, Passaic, all that shit. Everybody, even though Mama Say is my favorite song on the album on AD3, go listen to that Snow Beach. That shit is bananas. It left me wanting more. And plus, the brother Kiamo does resemble Raekwon. I see him with the Snow Beach jacket on his IG. So make sure y'all go check that out.
Absolutely. VS.
Once again, man, shout out to you. Shout out to your whole team.
Yes,
doing real work, not only in music, but also in your community.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that can't go unstated at all.
No.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do the music thing to get away from their community. You're staying in the community. You're making sure everybody gets this.
Yeah.
Big props.
And if
big
it's
props,
not everybody, it's just like I'm trying, like, just grab, like, trying to show people like you really have this possible. And then, like I said,
especially the youth though.
It's a tricky situation because people will say, yo, because my neighborhood, the block just got shot up this week. I mean, today, like before I came here.
Damn.
There was a shootout in front of my house. You know what I mean? So it's
Prayers up, bro.
It's like, do you want to get caught up like, God rest his soul, like people will be like, oh, you staying there too long. You're going to be like Nipsey, you know? And it's just scary because I know the right thing Nipsey was trying to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And sometimes, the way I pray God don't make mistakes.
Yeah.
Everything happens for a reason, And like I said, I'm trying to grab, or you guys trying to capture, guys got to capture what I'm saying right now. Because it's not promised that I'll be here tomorrow.
Yep.
And like I said, it's only here to inspire the next.
Yep.
And then it grows on from there. Because after Nipsey, you're going to see a whole bunch of Nipsey hustle because you guys see the people that he inspired.
That's deep.
Shout out to you again, like I said, for you, your team, everybody. Shout out to the cast, shout out to Burnz, shout out to Blood, shout out to ER711.
Yes, sir.
You know what it is.
And to the audience, don't wait for these artists to get killed to then go stream their shit and it goes up 500%. The message is out there now. the person is out there now. You can actually connect with artists nowadays. This is something we didn't have when we were coming up. There was no Instagram. I couldn't DM Noxz or Hov.
Yeah.
You discover Kiamo, you listen to Kiamo, you fuck with Kiamo, hit him with a DM, let him know you fucking with him. This is a good brother. He's probably gonna reply back and let you know he appreciates you and how to continue that relationship. Don't wait for people to pass. Rest in peace, Nip. Rest in pease, Takeoff. Yeah. Rest in peace, Tame One. Rest in peace, Hurricane G. And all the other people we lost, man. Happy birthday, Big Pun. That just passed. Happy birthday, rest in peace, Prodigy. That just passed. And it's exhausting to have to come in week after week and give condolences and rest in peace and prayers for artists that are way too young to be losing their life and losing it over nothing. You know what I'm saying? So shouts to the listeners. Shouts to Kiamo, Corner of the World Records, Passaic, New Jersey. Shouts to Jimmy Jazz. Shouts to Snipes, too. Throw a discount code somewhere this way, please. I need some Air Forces.
You know what's so crazy about that? Timberland was going to post me on their website because they reposted the video, but I was going to be on their website. But this is the thing. I answered I'm always alert on my phone. They hit me up, and I didn't respond to it like an hour later. Because I was, currently at work, doing what we had to do. And it's so crazy, so there's opportunities right there, but y'all gotta all be alert. That's a gem right
And an hour later was too late?
An hour later was too late.
Damn. See, the world moves fast, bro. The world moves fast, so be on point. We're gonna leave y'all with the love song of the week. This joint is from a brand new artist. It's called Noxz. I wanna say it's Noxz. This is a blend. Let me ask you a question before we get into this. You have a TikTok?
Yeah.
Okay. We do not have a TikTok.
Okay.
We probably should get one. People have said this repeatedly. We should get a TikTok.
We need it.
Somehow I discovered this song through TikTok on Instagram, I think. I don't fucking know. But it's called Tell Me It's Over. It's by Noxz. Shout out to all the listeners. Shout out to everybody on Apple Podcast. Shout out to everybody on Spotify Podcast. Shout out to everybody on Google Play. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to Straight Fuego Studios and the brother F. Make sure you follow him at EFNR711. He got some new music dropping next year. That's right, brother F? Yes, sir. New music coming next year. Make sure you're following the Gahhd Cast at GAHHD_podcast. Follow the brother Kiamo at Kiamo World, KIAMOWORLD. Follow at Deadass_worldwide. That's the brother Bludshot. Follow at the real _VSOP. That's a Twitter exclusive. Follow at money_Burnz. Make sure you tune into all the AMP shows. Make sure you go download American Dream 3 November 15th. Brother F. Hit me with the love song of the week. This for all the ladies out there, the moms, the grandmas, the aunties, the wives, the daughters, the stepdaughters, the goddaughters. Also, shout out to the thotties and the side pieces, strippers, bartenders, makeup artists, hairdressers, estheticians, sex workers. I love you, and I'm out. Volume up, volume up. I know you don't know the words, but you're going to learn them one day. Sing along. New Noxz. Noxz?
No, Noxz.
Noxz? Fuck that. Noxz! Chin up, chest out. Always carry yourself with honor. Always carry yourself with pride. Uncle Joe loves you, and I'm out.
Motherfucker.